Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and it's Europa League. It's round of 16, second legs. There's plenty of games actually in the balance here. I fancy there's going to be both teams to score in a few of these games, so the value is going to be off the charts. I've got Martin, I've got Alex, but first of all, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, and ring the bell. Ring the bell means I'll notify you that I'm going to be getting up like with the milkman on Thursday for Serie A, then Bundesliga, then Premier League, and La Liga with Ewan from La Liga Lowdown and Martin on Friday. But first of all, we've got some massive games coming up. If you press the link in the description, that'll take you over to articles wrote by either Martin or Alex or Tan. But every sport we cover here on SBR is actually accompanied by an article, not just the sports we cover on video, because there's also articles on sports that we don't cover. So you are well catered for. Now, remember, you're our third guest. I'd like you to press the button. Thumbs up, bit of appreciation. YouTube love that interaction between you and I, or you and us. Also, if it's your first time, come in, say hello. They're a friendly, knowledgeable bunch. And also, if you've got any fancies, got any bankers, if you've got a banker in there, right, banker, because then I can have a little look back and see who the most knowledgeable ones are. Come to you first, Martin. Arsenal play Olympiacos. This is not, don't put the graphic up yet, Esteban. Don't put it up because we're not going to that game yet. I'm just throwing it out there, so I'm not going to throw you a dummy. Olympiacos knocked Arsenal out, didn't they? Champions League.
Europa League last year, yeah.
Was it last year? It's gone. Is that because after the lockdown? They win at the Emirates.
It was after the lockdown, yeah. Arsenal won 1-0 in Greece, and then they lost 2-1 at the Emirates. Aubameyang missed a sitter from about 2 yards out in the last minute.
And is this game going to be at the Emirates again, Martin?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Right, that's good to know.
So Arsenal now 3-1 up on aggregate. Had a very, very emphatic victory there last week. It was... The spectre of last season's defeat was hanging over them a bit, but I think they were the better team throughout the game. Very good value for the win. They only shot themselves in the foot and allowed Olympiacos to score through a massive defensive blunder from Dani Ceballos. But yeah, scored 3 goals. El Neni even pinged one in off the post from about 25 yards. So it was a bit of champagne football from Arsenal, and they got a commanding 3-1 aggregate lead now. I think they'll close that out and sail through to the next round.
Yeah, let's hope so for you. Alex, there's a few games that are in the balance, but what about that massive game in Milan?
Massive game in Milan, absolutely. But let me tell you, I think that there is no value to bet it pre-game. I think that that is an in-play thing. I think that we should watch the lineups. I think that we should see who is coming. I think that Ibrahimovic is fighting to come back and play against...
Is the festival finished now then?
Yeah, the festival is finished. The injury is not so bad as it seemed. You know, altogether, it seems like they just did this for the press, you know. I don't know. This is just my opinion because it happened exactly 2 days before the festival. So really, I think that is an in-play thing. Keith B with a good question here. Good morning, gentlemen. In your experience, do heavily favorite teams with a decent aggregate lead play more defensive, traps or draws? For draws or any or an under game, it all depends. Depending also on the opposition. If the opposition will leave a lot of spaces behind, I think that it's clear with a handicap that the favorites will win this. Or on goals, on the overs, you can look also. It all depends on how the other team is approaching the match. But normally, if the other team doesn't approach the match in attacking mode, there is a question on how the match will be. Yes, the unders are a good approach, a draw also, but it all also depends on the lineups, and most of all in Europa League. In Champions League is different because you will see the best lineups in every single match, no matter what, because they are not risking anything. So it all depends.
Okay, let's kick straight off. First of all, we'll go to Martin's office. He's the headmaster's office by the looks of things. And it's the first game. It's Arsenal 3-1 up against Olympiacos. It's Arsenal minus 225, draw plus 400. Olympiacos plus 700, Martin. Arsenal obviously massive favourites, turned a real corner and an I think their best performance of the season last week in winning the North London derby. Do they go and win this game, or do they just settle for maybe a draw?
You are muted.
I can't hear you, Martin. Have you muted yourself? What a schoolboy error from the headmaster.
I'm always getting called into the headmaster's office. I muted it so that when I turned on the chat, you didn't hear everyone talking and didn't take it off mute. But there you go. Yeah, I think Arsenal will go on and win this game. It was obviously a massive victory in the North London derby, but it still leaves Arsenal, languishing in mid-table in the Premier League. They're already knocked out of the FA Cup, so this is their only chance of silverware and obviously their best chance of getting in the Champions League. I don't think they can afford to take any chances here. Alex was just talking about teams that are ahead after one leg on aggregate. I think it's really dangerous to sit back and soak up pressure. It happened to Arsenal last season. They lost 2-1 at the Emirates to Olympiacos. Hopefully they'll have learned their lesson. Aubameyang was rested, actually dropped for disciplinary reasons in the North London derby. So I think he'll be fresh. He'll come into the team to lead the line. Yeah, they might rotate a bit, but the likes of Willian can come in. Willian's been playing a lot better recently. I think they'll field a strong team. And I think they can win this one reasonably comfortably. They were vastly superior to Olympiacos in that game. They only conceded due to a rookie error at the back and should have actually scored more. So if they play like that, and if they play like they did at the weekend, I think they'll win it comfortably. So I'm happy to give them a bit of an Asian handicap in this game.
Asian handicap of what?
I'm going to go minus 1.25, and you can get odds of minus 104 on that.
And what does that mean, minus 1.25? So does that mean if you win by just the one goal, you get some of your stake back?
No, if you win by one goal, you lose half your stake.
Only half stake. Okay, that's why you've done it that way, because if you did it at minus 1.5, you lose it all, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. It's good to educate. Now, this Arsenal squad, they seem to be suited to the Europa League, Alex. They seem to be hitting form. First of all, we expect them to win this game. Do you think that they're a live bet to win it outright?
Tough question. They're coming in this match after a superb win in the North London derby. They controlled the match for the majority of the time. That goal from Lamela was a solo piece. That was a crazy goal. But after that, I knew that Lamela, because he was very nervous. He was going and frustrating the opposition. I thought that he will be booked. Sorry?
He always does that. Every game, Lamela, he kicks players. He's always niggling he's always kicking at their feet. He always looks like he's about to get sent off.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that it played good for Arteta to leave Aubameyang on the bench. Imagine if they were losing that match, all the press, all the media will go to him and say, what? You let our best striker on the bench? You are crazy. But everything went good for him. And now probably Aubameyang is back in the starting 11 against Olympiacos. Like Martin said, they were absolutely in full domination in Athens at Karaiskaki Stadium. I think that they should easily win this one. Maybe also halftime, full time for Arsenal is a good bet there at 2.1 with Bet365 right now. So look a little bit for the starting 11. So even though we might see resting players, I think that they are far superior, this Arsenal team, and most of all playing on their turf right now, and you never know, they might go all the way. Everyone is saying that Manchester United should go all the way, but we still have an Ajax team, we still have Villareal with their goods and bad, we still have a Roma team. We have a lot of options to take in consideration for the outright winner of this competition.
Yeah, I'm not having Roma. I don't think Roma are anywhere near good enough to beat some of these sides because their defence is just too shaky. I need plenty of meat on the bone from you here, Alex, though, because it's Zagreb. 2-0 down from the first leg, plus 290. Draw plus 260. And Spurs at plus 100. Do Spurs go there, get an early goal, and is this the type of game that you draw at plus 260 is the value?
The problem is that a lot of stuff happened after the first leg. Dinamo Zagreb coach Zoran Mamic quitted after receiving a prison sentence for fraud. Also, it's a big thing right now. I don't know how to cap this match after what happened. I think that Spurs with half a team that they played in the first leg. Dominated, but also Zagreb had a lot of opportunities of scoring. Let's be honest, they deserved one goal. I think it's a type of over 2.5 goals in my opinion here. Zagreb again, I don't know if they will play for their former coach or not, and for their president who was sentenced also. It's a mess what is happening internally. Yeah, it's a mess what is happening internally. This is why you see great value on Tottenham at 2.0, but the over 2.5 is priced at 1.9. I don't think that we should risk betting on this game, to be honest. Let's see it live.
Okay, I mean, Martin, it looks like it could be low-hanging fruit. A massive plus 100. I mean, Spurs could go there. Make sure that they score the away goal. That gives them like an extra goal advantage. Spurs, good squad. And also, if Zagreb come out and just throw caution to the wind, it's going to play right into their hands. Remember, we expect Son to not play because he pulled up with the hamstring. Not that I think that affected the North London derby, because Arsenal was superb from the very first minute. But Spurs at plus 100, is that not a gift?
Yeah, I'm betting on Spurs at plus 100. I think that sort of turmoil that's going on at Dynamo Zagreb is just going to play right into Tottenham's hands. You know, it's the manager that prepares the team for these games. They're going to be a bit rudderless without him. We saw what happened to Sheffield United at the weekend. You know, your manager goes and it all just can fall apart, really. It's not like a new man's come in and is really going to galvanise that squad quickly. They're all over the place at the moment. And yeah, Tottenham were poor at the weekend, but if you do treat that as an aberration against the really fired-up Arsenal team, Tottenham have been really good in recent weeks.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Tottenham were that bad. I think Arsenal were just exceptional from the first minute. I mean, they trampled all over them and just didn't give them a chance. Whereas we're not talking about Zagreb in the same league as Arsenal on that type of form. But if Zagreb try to force this game, then we're going to have Spurs breaking on them at will.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of Tottenham players with a point to prove as well. Obviously, Son's going to be out, so that does restrict his attacking option. So he's going to probably have to play some of his big guns in this game. I could see Gareth Bale start, possibly Harry Kane. Lamella. Lamella got sent.
Well, Lamella's going to play because obviously he's not going to be able to play in the Premier League.
Exactly. Right. And Lucas Moura was Tottenham's best player at the weekend, I thought. If he plays, you know, they've definitely got the firepower to get the better of this Dinamo Zagreb team that are really in disarray right now. And the odds just look really attractive on an away win. So not betting my mortgage on it, but I'm definitely having a bit of that.
Yeah, I think it might be wise for everyone in the chat. If you don't fancy Tottenham right this very second, then make sure you follow myself, Martin, or Alex, because on Thursday afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, prior to the game, the lineup checks. Zagreb may be like 6s and 7s. It might just be Uff, Buff, and Cuff playing. So for me, I mean, you might have to go with my Spurs minus 115. But it might just be the best way to go. Next game is a tricky game. Granada at plus 600 over the weekend was tipped up by yours truly, but I complicated it, which is a slap on the wrist for me. 2-0 up. They're clean sheets now from Granada. They're Molde plus 220. Draw plus 250. And Granada at plus 140. I think this is a stonewall banker of both teams scoring, Martin.
Yeah, that looks like a really good option. What happened with Granada at the weekend? Normally they're terrible after playing in the Europa League. They're normally tired, and I did actually expect them to lose to Real Sociedad, but lo and behold, picked up a 1-0 win. I think.
But you are right, though, Martin. You are right, because Granada started the game really well. They were the better side for about 65, 70 minutes. and got absolutely battered by Sociedad for the last 20. No David Silva, he came off injured very early on in the first half, but Sociedad were by far the better side. I was lucky I had the double chance, so I didn't mind if Sociedad got a late goal, but they were tired, and I'm just wondering if Molde might be the value here, but I definitely think both teams score.
Yeah, well, fatigue's definitely not an issue for Molde, is it, with their season having finished? I guess rust is the problem for them.
No, they just started. Have they not just come back?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So, anyway, yeah, both teams to score looks like a good option. It's difficult. I know I'm betting on Arsenal and Tottenham when they're both leading by 2 goals on aggregate, but it is difficult betting on a team that's ahead like that on aggregate because, we know that Granada could afford to draw this game or lose by a single goal and they'd still go through. But, if they play to the peak of their powers, they're going to win the game. They're a better team than Molde. So it really just depends on, how they set up and how much ambition they show. Might be worth just watching the first 5 or 10 minutes and then betting in play on this game. That would probably be how I would play it.
Yeah, I mean, Molde score for me. You could even maybe see Molde. This could be a 2-2. I fancy Granada go through at the end, but maybe Molde and both teams to score, or just both teams to score. Don't complicate it, Alex.
I'm telling you, this has corners and cards all over it. In the first game, we've seen 17 corners and around 5 or 6 cards, with the red also from Molde, who were very ambitious, came to fight in Spain. I liked how they looked. They had their chances, and now with Granada coming after another great win at the weekend in La Liga, I think that right now they will show a little bit of lack of fitness, and I think that Molde will find the back of the net on their turf. But again, a lot of corners I'm seeing again, because I think that the game will have the same approach from both sides, So I don't know what is the corner line right now, and I don't know what is the card line. You should check it, and I think that it has a lot of value. This match from all angles, both teams to score at 1.8, over in corners, over in bookings. So yeah, it looks very good.
Yeah, I think the Alex Classic's definitely in play as well. I can see maybe one of the sides winning 2-1, maybe a 2-2 draw, but I definitely see goals in this game because Molde, they go down fighting. Maybe even team total Molde over 1.5. There's plenty of value, and it's definitely a game to be playing. The next game, though, is Shakhtar 3-0 down, and we said that you've got to be careful with Shakhtar because they're the type of side that can go 3-0 up, but it can also be a type of side that go 3-0 down. At plus 190 at home against the Roma side, coming off a dodgy performance at the weekend away in Parma and getting beat 2-0. It's a draw at plus 270 and Roma at plus 140, Alex. Shakhtar at plus 190. I like the Alex Classic. Couldn't tell you who wins.
Yeah, we know that Shakhtar has nothing to lose in this one, and even if they were 4-0 down, they are still fighting. They are that type of team that it doesn't matter what is the result in the first leg, they will go all in, And Roma, dreadful at the weekend against Parma. Created a lot of opportunities but missed a lot of shots, and I don't know, they had no clue about the last ball. The last pass was a big problem. But in the first leg against the Shakhtar, no matter that they were dominated 60 to 40% on possession for Shakhtar, they scored 3 times. They have better quality, in my opinion, than Shakhtar. The over 2.5 is priced very good at 1.72, and I will take it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I think the Alex Classic's definitely involved. I think Shakhtar at plus 190. You could go with Shakhtar to win and both teams to score, or just both teams to score. What do you think, Martin?
Yeah, I think this is a really difficult one. 3-0 down on aggregate, you could almost throw in the towel. It's very unlikely that they're going to overturn it. It all opens up if Shakhtar score an early goal. Again, I'd be looking at in-play markets for this one. If they score an early goal and they get the belief, then this could be an epic comeback. But Yeah, who knows? I'm quite interested to see what sort of starting 11 that Roma go with as well. Didn't have high hopes for them after I saw that Henrik Mkhitaryan was starting as a false nine, but somehow they managed to beat Shakhtar Donetsk 3-0, which is a very good result. Yeah, I wouldn't be too fearful of facing Roma in future rounds if I was Man United, Arsenal, or Tottenham, because yeah, their form in Serie A has not been great, and yeah, I can see them potentially losing this game, but going through on aggregate. So yeah, maybe a little bet on Shakhtar draw no bet, something like that. But yeah, I want to see a bit of the game first.
I think we look at goals. I mean, it could be absolutely anything. Now, Mine, I'll stay with you because this is the tie of the round. Milan are going to have their backers. I mean, they did really well, even though it was a 92nd minute equaliser. Plus 260. The game stands at 1-1. It's draw plus 220. Man United at plus 120. You can get around plus 125 in places. A lot of people think this is a tight game, and Milan at plus 260, a massive value. I'm not having it. I think they play straight into Man United's hands, and Man United destroy them on the break.
Yeah, I'm not really having it either, to be honest. There's been a lot of performances like that from Man United this season where they've drawn games that they were kind of expected to win. But on the road, I think they will probably have a better chance of beating AC Milan. It was a pretty even game in the first leg, but as the home team in this match, the onus really is on AC Milan to come out and attack. And Man United's greatest strength, as we know, is on the counter-attack. They can break rapidly up the pitch. Marcus Rashford's back now. I think Cavani's still going to miss out, so they lack that focal point in attack. But with the likes of Rashford, Greenwood, Daniel James, they've got real pace on the break, and I think that's going to be the deciding factor in this one. It's a huge set of odds on Man United, and even if Zlatan Ibrahimovic comes back, I still think they win the game. Very unimpressed with AC Milan again at the weekend, and I can see an away win in this one. Odds look great, so that's where I'm going.
Alex, we're looking at Milan and starting to think they're a bit Jekyll and Hyde. What Milan are we going to get? Obviously, there is rumours about Ibra, and by the way, congratulations to Zlatan. Gets a Swedish call-up. Our last call-up was 2016. Now, all of a sudden, at the ripe old age of whatever he is, he's getting another call-up for Sweden. Do you see Milan and Man United being a classic?
No, to be honest, no. You know me that I'm not betting a lot of times under 2.5, but I think that actually this is the type of the under 2.5 at 1.9. Milan with a away call. Very easy 0-0 draw for them and go further. I know that Manchester United will go all in with what they have at their disposal. The best starting 11 there, with some problems with Martial and Pogba questionable right now. On the other side, they will miss Rebic, red-carded. They will miss Mandzukic, also still injured. Probably Çalhanoğlu, we said about AC Milan that they are going in a downtrend. And we said that Napoli with the draw no bet is the perfect way to go in that Milan versus Napoli game. And it hit. And very good match by Napoli. Very bad for Milan. Didn't like at all what they played at the weekend against Napoli, but probably they have all eyes on this Europa League match because they know that they cannot catch Inter right now in Serie A. Inter, I think that you should give them already the title there. I'm not playing it personally. Maybe watch it and make some in-play moves. But under 2.5 looks good at 1.9. Again, it might go to extra time, 1-1 at the end of the 90 minutes. And as you like the either teams to win at penalties, maybe it's that type of game in this one.
Well, I think the way that I think it's going to set up, and obviously we know the ins and outs of both of these sides. I just feel, first of all, Barcelona's going like double penalty crazy because he fancies a penalty in the game, and then he throws in Kessie, anytime goal scorer, knowing that he will be the one taking the penalties. I fancy Man United destroy on the break. I'm glad you mentioned Daniel James. I think Daniel James, Rashford, Greenwood, Martial, if he plays, they will sit in a 6. Man United will sit in a 6 and they will spring them. I think McTominay and Fred will just do the job there. I wouldn't be surprised if Matic played. and it's all pace on the break. So Man United at 120 for me. I know you can get a little bit more. Alex, I put my hand in this dog's mouth last time. They killed my plus 2,600 parlay. I will not be doing it again. It was 1-1 in the first leg in Prague. It's Rangers at plus 130. Draw plus 235. Slavia plus 240. If ever there was an unders game, it's this. I fancy Slavia could do the job again, you know.
Slavia very good in the first leg against Rangers. They were very unlucky not to win it. Both Romanians were great. Yanis Hagi with an assist and Stanciu on the other side for Slavia Prague with a golazo, beautiful goal for the 1-0. I think that is another both team to score at 1.8. But I personally think that Slavia Prague looked a lot better than Rangers in the first one, and I think that they will go through this leg. I have them to go through, not my official pick, but to qualify at 2.4 right now. Rangers are a huge favorite to go on at 1.6, but Slavia, yeah, I know that the Rangers scored an away goal, but Slavia are very, very good going forward, and they are very creative. And if they keep the same pace like from the first leg, okay, both teams had their opportunities. Let's put it this way. So this is why my official pick for this game is both teams to score. But Slavia with the value to go through at 2.4.
Yeah, and I think this is the game, Martin, that we could see penalties. I could definitely see a 1-1 draw in Scotland. Slavia double chance obviously gets you the 1-1 draw on your side as well. I just feel as if this could go all the way.
Yeah, I agree with you, Flash. It could end up in a draw in 90 minutes. The two teams, there's so many reasons to bet on either of them. You know, Rangers have been terrific in the Scottish Premiership this season. They've already wrapped up the title, so they can afford to concentrate all their efforts on this game. It's really important for them to go deep into the competition for the financial benefit that it brings. But this is a Slavia Prague team that knocked out Leicester, like you said, in the last round. And we know how good Leicester are. They're looking pretty nailed on for a top four finish in the Premier League right now. And to go and beat them at the King Power when the likes of Vardy started, that's no mean feat. And like Alex said, they were very, very good in the first leg. Really could go either way. When it can go either way like that, I'm almost tempted just to bet on the team that's got the longest odds, which is Slavia Prague, and go draw no bet. But
they're so organised.
They're
so organised. They're so comfortable when they win the ball. And I mentioned this in the first leg. I love the fact that they had that old school mentality of, if you try and break on us, we'll just foul you. We'll just take it. You know what I mean? We'll just make sure. I don't think that Leicester had 2 or 3 shots on goal.
Yeah, which is exactly what you need to do against Leicester, I guess, with the way that Vardy and Harvey Barnes break, and the way that Tielemans and Maddison, well, Maddison wasn't playing, but, you know, the way that the ball players can spring those counter-attacks. Yeah, they could do a similar job on Rangers here. I think they'll be fired up for this game. They'll fight for every ball. Maybe you could look at bookings or something like that.
Yes, yes, great one there. Bookings.
Yeah, because they will pick up the bookings, especially, I tell you what, if they go 1-0 up, then get on the bookings, because they will take yellows, they will break up that game. And I think with Rangers, they need to have momentum. Perpetual motion is what they need. Now, before we go on to the next game, let's go. Said, Flash, why will Milan need go out all-out attack, or why will they attack? Well, let me tell you now.
Mentality. They don't know how to sit back.
There you go. Thank you, Alex. You took the words right out of my mouth. Basically, it's in their DNA. They cannot play slow. They haven't got the players. Their players are 100 miles an hour. They're not as technically gifted as a lot of sides, but what they lack in the technical side of the game, they make up for in athleticism and energy. They will need to jump all over Man United, and they need to start right. Because if they don't start right, as we've seen so many times in Serie A, they come up short, and they will need to jump all over Man United, and that may just play into their hands. And that's why I've gone with Man United at plus 120. The lowest hanging fruit.
All the way from Zimbabwe. Love the show, guys. Wow, Blessing Mungo.
Yeah, what a great name as well, Blessing. Low-hanging fruit here. Villareal went to Kiev, done the job, kept a clean sheet, won 2-0, Alex, and it's Villareal at minus 165, and it's getting shorter. Draw, plus 320, and Kiev at plus 700. Is this one of those that if you want to have a parlay, you just go Villareal win, Alex?
This is exactly what I was thinking, Flash. Don't complicate it. 1.53, go with Villareal here. I don't know what will happen more than that, but Dynamo Kiev didn't look good in the first leg, and I don't think that they will look better in the second leg. Villareal all the way at 1.53 in a parlay bet.
Yeah, they're like little flat track bullies at the moment, Villareal. On the road, and teams that don't know about them, they go and win comfortably. In La Liga Primera, they go 1-0 up, and then all of a sudden they take their foot off the gas, and I'm like a stuck record, Martin.
Yeah, they did. They did. It's been very disappointing, hasn't it, for their fans? And yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in this game. I really don't. It's 2-0 to Villareal, but it really depends on what Unai Emery's gonna what sort of starting 11 he's going to put out for this match. If it was closer to even money, I'd be quite keen to bet on Villarreal, seeing they're the home team.
Oh yeah, no, really.
Give you the even money, Flair, for Martin
Someone
right now.
give me even money. Who wants to give me even money? But at -165, I'm not really interested on betting them outright. So
would you not put me in a parlay with Arsenal?
Yeah,
that looks like the low-hanging fruit parlay, doesn't it?
Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Again, I always kind of want to see the starting 11, but yeah, I think it's important for Villarreal to take this competition seriously. We know that Emery won it 3 times with Sevilla, took Arsenal to the final. They're flagging a bit in La Liga now. They're not going to finish in the top 4, so this is a good chance for them to try to get into the Champions League. So yeah, why not? Play a strong team, beat Dynamo Kiev again. Arsenal, Villarreal, double, looks good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Now, obviously, the favourite part of the Europa League show is when we mention Martin's favourite side. Okay, Ajax went 3-0 up. I was really shocked for them to win 3-0 in Amsterdam. But it's the young boys at +220, Martin. No need to say anything. We know. Draw +310. And Ajax at +115. Do you see the young boys getting a result here?
No, not really. They were underwhelming, weren't they? The young boys. They came up against grown men in the first leg.
I knew you was going to say grown men against young boys, or grown men and men against boys.
They lost heavily. So this looks like the end of the road for young boys, and the end of the road for all of our young boys' jokes, sadly. We're moving on. No more young boys in this competition.
Well, no, because if they get knocked out in the next show we do, Martin, I can say Ajax, who demolished Martin's favourite side, the young boys. So it won't be the end of the road.
Yeah, I couldn't even name a single young boys player, I'm afraid. Definitely,
you love them all the same.
Definitely not. Yeah, just love the.
So do we think Ajax go there and win again, Martin?
Yeah, probably. It's a bit difficult because, they're 3-0 up. It might take a foot off the brake a bit, but why not? If they play like they did in that first leg, they'll win comfortably. Bit of an uncharacteristic performance from young boys because their results have been good up until that point. Yeah. But yeah, leaning towards.
They play on AstroTurf as well, which I think will suit Ajax. If you remember the first leg show, I said, regardless of what happens, I will be betting Ajax away on that AstroTurf. It will suit them down to the ground. I found great value here. I think Ajax win the game, but I think young boys score. So I've gone with Ajax to win and both teams to score at +250. And it's almost one of them that I just cannot see not happening, Alex.
I don't know what to say about this match. I'm only going with Ajax straight win. They showed what they're capable of in the first leg. The score could have been, 5-6-0, to be honest. 0 corners, 0 shots on target, 1 goal attempt from young boys, 30% possession. They looked awful.
I reckon they went out in the dam a couple of nights early, I'm
sorry?
I think they went out in the dam, Amsterdam, nightlife.
Yeah, I think that Ajax wins all the way at 2.15, as you said. There is no possible way young boys can pull off an upset and at least make a really honorful draw here. No, there is an absolute no, and I think that Ajax right now look superb to go outright on them, to be honest. I don't know what they're priced at, but let me
Barca,
check.
man, give us that price, because Barca said that Spurs are favourites for the Europa League at the moment at
Why
plus
not? Why not?
350.
But if you want value, that is, I know that Ajax at 8.5 right now.
Wow, plus 750. That's great value. Let me just adjust my screen so I can see Alex and Martin. Okay, Martin, just a quick one before we go for the official picks. Alex has just thrown up the value of plus 750 for Ajax. Would your money go on Arsenal?
What, to win the Europa League?
Yeah, for the future. Someone in the chat asked about futures.
I'm going to upset Lucas on mobile, who's ranting in capital letters on the comments about how much we're favouring the English teams. I mean, if you
because
look
they're the better teams left in the competition.
Yeah, there's a lot of money going around in the Premier League. They're the three favourites for the competition right now. Spurs are the favourites, then Man United and Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal did just beat Tottenham and have beaten Man United this season. So, yeah, why not? I don't know, in a big game, I still think Tottenham, if they play all their big guns, they could still turn it on. Jose Mourinho loves winning trophies. He knows how to get the job done in Europe. He's won this tournament with Man United. So if I really had to, much as it pains me to say, I would actually probably go with Tottenham.
Let me ask you, Martin, on Friday on the draws, are the English team allowed to play each other?
Yeah. It's all, listen, we're down to the last 8. It's a free-for-all now, and that's why I'm thinking that the outside value, and obviously we got it wrong with Sevilla in the Champions League, but Villareal, listen, if we get a couple of big guns drawn against each other, and Villareal, they'll be a tough side to beat. So I'm going to put up the official picks now, but if someone in the chat, so Barca, man, you give me the Villareal outright, please.
At 9, Flash.
At 9?
Yes.
So Villareal plus 800. I mean, you could go with them and Ajax, but I think I was expecting you to say 16. So that's no value. Forget Villareal, but still put your thumbs up, please. Press the thumb. It's only 43 of you and 126. That's like 35%. Okay, get these picks up, please, Esteban. Here we go. 3-3-4. Okay, Ajax plus 105. Don't complicate it. Rangers, both teams to score. Totally agree with that at minus 125. I think it could go all the way to penalties. 1-1 correct score could be in line there. Shakhtar over 2.5 goals in the game at minus 133. Martin's picks, Arsenal minus 1.25 at minus 104. That means if they win by 1, he only loses half a unit. Tottenham plus 106. There's the accountant getting a little bit more than the plus 100. And Man United at plus 126. Again, the accountant getting a little bit more value. Mine. Molde, both teams to score, minus 125. Can see the Alex Classic there as well. Man United win in Milan at plus 120. Shakhtar, Alex Classic, minus 110. Could get beat 4-1. Could win 4-1. And Ajax to win and both teams to score at plus 250. Now, if you like this video,
Lucas on mobile saying Italy 4 World Cups, and you are in the past, man. We are in the present, and we are here to make money.
Listen, Lucas on mobile just winding you up, Alex.
Yeah, but we're not here for the history. We are here to make money, and this is the difference. We are okay. We support our teams. I love Serie A.
Talking about crazy Costa Curta. Is he living in a time warp, Lucas? Yeah. Sort yourself out. Listen, they've been unbelievable Italian sides and Italian players. But with Milan at the moment, they've just gone off the boil. Well, remember, we do a Serie A show here, so we know all about the Serie A. We don't get it always right.
But this is why I'm saying to him that Serie A is my favorite league to bet on and my favorite league to watch right now. So I love the Italian football, but don't give me this that we are support another country more. You know?
I love the fact that Mitch has said Alex has been hating lately.
This is the thing. You are living in the past. Costa Curta, Baresi. I can say to you also Hagi, Raducioiu, Ilie Dumitrescu, also those kind of names. Stoichkov and so on from Eastern Europe.
England have got Harry Maguire. Anyway, listen. If you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. Ring the bell means that I'll notify you and you'll never miss any content again. Today is Tuesday. On Thursday, we have the free shows of Serie A, Bundesliga and Premier League. And on Friday, Ewan from La Liga Lowdown and Martin will go through the La Liga program with us. Make sure you enjoy it because next week, there's no shows. It's international break, so we're all going to relax, put our feet up, and have a nice pina colada. Also, press a link in the description. That will take you over to, link in the description will take you over to the articles wrote by either Alex or Tan or Martin, and every other video that we cover here on SBR is accompanied by an article. So please go over and enjoy. 52 thumbs up against 110. Wow, it's getting worse, although we're getting closer to 40% because less people are watching. Remember, live in play show today and tomorrow. Make sure you follow myself, Alex, and Martin, and Tan, and La Liga Lowdown, and Matt Lawrence. Listen, have a great time. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, Alex. I'll see you in a few hours.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you in a few hours.